Sun and water are two basic elements of life. Without the sun's light and heat, without water, life is not possible. But what is good for vegetable, animal, and human life may not be good for certain construction materials such as concrete or metal. Constant temperature changes will cause the bridge to expand and contract, causing thermal shock. The ultraviolet radiation will break down the sheet membrane at the expansion joints. Water may be necessary to pour cement, but is the worst enemy of concrete. When it penetrates the mesh reinforcement, it will cause corrosion and weaken the surface. To extend the life of the bridge, it is necessary to eliminate water penetration and reduce radiation exposure. In searching for a green solution, Bridge Preservation has BDM product line, a sprayed-applied waterproofing membrane system that is a space-age solution for the century-old waterproofing challenges. Thermal shock prevention, corrosion inhibition, ultraviolet radiation protection, and waterproofing. BDM is a monolithic, flexible, sprayed-applied system which provides ultimate elongation, superior impact protection, and excellent tensile strength, and exceeds the 1/8-inch crack bridging performance test for sustainable properties. To better appreciate the benefits of BDM, let's take a look at the heat transfer that occurs. Heat or thermal energy can be transferred from one point to another by three modes: conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction is possible by which heat flows from a higher temperature to a lower temperature in a medium, or different medium in direct physical contact. Radiation is a process in which heat flows from a higher temperature to a lower temperature when the bodies are separated in space. Convection is a process of energy transported by the combined action of heat and conduction energy stored by the mixing motion. When solar heat radiates over a bridge, not only does the surface of the temperature of the bridge rise well above the ambient temperature, but the entire structure is affected as well. The temperature between night and day, rain and sunny days, will cause the concrete material to expand and contract, creating thermal shock. The sun's ultraviolet rays attack and break down the concrete's material. On metal bridges, this will cause the fasteners to loosen, seams will open up, and water be allowed to penetrate from the rain and condensation. Corrosion finally sets in, following the ultraviolet degradation of the joint sealers and the caulk of the sheet membrane. On concrete bridges, the degradation of the structural steel mesh by thermal shock will cause the concrete to crack, allowing water penetration and the rust in reinforcement rods. Bridge problems are costly, but the true damage is noticed when the rebuilding of the bridge after 10 years. The increased transfer of the heat to the interior of the bridge will expand and contract all materials at the separate different rates, causing separation. Proper protection of expansion joints and penetration will have a significant effect on the bridge's longevity. There are two main types of waterproofing system: sheet membrane and sprayed applied membrane systems. Sheet membrane systems only have the ability to protect the deck surface, not the expanding areas such as joints and joining materials. On the other hand, BDM sprayed applied membrane systems have a strong, flexible, warranted joint system. BDM tested under a saltwater environment has the ability to last 75 years, as shown in the life expectancy test report. One of the most important stages is the surface prep. This is where you set the foundation for a perfect bond between the bridge and the BDM system. Depending on the type of bridge surface, the work to achieve that bond may vary. Bridge preservation requires the use of professional surface preparation companies to reduce the labor cost and provide the maximum quality results. Criteria is needed to be met: a clean, dry surface with a 1/4-inch profile and meet a 250-pound pull test. The second step is to spray, squeegee, or roll primer onto the bridge deck. A perfectly flat surface will receive a single 80 mil pass or two 40 mil passes. A semi-rough surface will receive two 40 mil passes. A full option system will receive 40 mil aggregate key coat surface as shown here. And finally, an optional 80 mil tack coat will be a squeegee to the deck for asphalt wear coat systems. Some bridges and infrastructure projects need space-age joint systems. Bridge Preservation has designed and developed proven, strong, flexible joint systems for high-tech infrastructure markets. And perhaps the greatest thing about BDM is it makes the bridge last a lot longer. Sustainability is considered green. And that's why you should consider BDM on all your next projects.